And now, your News 10 forecast first. Here's the live Doppler Storm Team, brought to you by your Super Chevy dealers of Acadiana.
As we check on that Friday forecast, we're looking at showers and thunderstorms. Welcome into Passe, Partout. This really sets the theme for the weekend as we continue to fight more heavy rains for Acadiana that could lead to some localized flooding. So widespread rains this morning. Give yourself a little extra time out on those roadways. I don't expect any major problems, though, with flooding, as most of the activity has been just a moderate, steady rain, and we'll continue to see more showers and storms this afternoon. Of course, we're going to look at radar here shortly. The news is starting now.
Right now, the White House is launching a major push to get the COVID vaccine to more Americans and to people around the world.
Plus, the attorney representing the Vermilion Parish Seacorps disaster survivor gives a more vivid account of what happened the day the boat capsized.
Live from Acadiana, your local news leader. This is Passe, Partout.
Good morning, Acadiana, and welcome into Passe, Partout. 6 o'clock on your Friday morning. We hope you've had a great week. So, Sylvia, we've seen Gerald Groening out in the rain all morning long, but no worries. He is under a tent. He is covered, and they are getting ready to party tonight at Cajun Table to celebrate the end of crawfish season.
I'll tell you what, who doesn't love crawfish? That is going to be a party. They're having music that's free. Obviously, got to pay for the food and drinks. But yeah, an exciting event, Crawl Down Alive, that's happening tonight. And then Gerald, I believe he's playing tomorrow there as well.
Yes, I think he said noon, but y'all go double check just to make sure. But Chris, I know we're going to be fighting some weather. They said, you know, rain or shine, they're going to have this event. They're just going to keep putting out tents.
Not a lot of shine, a lot of rainfall, and we're seeing some widespread showers and storms this Friday morning coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. There's been some heavier rains in Vermilion and Iberia Parish. Fortunately, it looks like that intensity of the rainfall is starting to drop off, at least across the coastal regions there, and it is lifting northward. So the heavier rains that have been falling across Abbeville, Delcambre, and Erath should slowly come to an end here. If there's any issues with some flash flooding, it would be across those areas and across I-10. Really not expecting a major problem this morning, but it's just a soggy mess here as we continue to see moderate to even some heavier rains across Eunice up towards Opelousas, and some rainfall now has moved up into Evangeline Parish. More showers down to the south. Notice that chance of rain drops a little bit, then comes right back up for the afternoon. So it's going to be on and off rainfall, but a steadier rain right now to kick off your Friday. We'll have more on that forecast, of course, later. Let's get some news and head back to Sylvia.
The Biden administration is launching a major push to get more people vaccinated, and not only in the U.S., but around the world. Laura Podesta reports from New York.
There are growing concerns the nation's mass immunization efforts have stalled.
For all the progress we're making as a country, if you are unvaccinated, you are still at risk of getting seriously ill or dying.
The pace of COVID-19 vaccinations has slowed in recent weeks, especially in the southern U.S.
I'm just giving it some time. I'm not in a vulnerable group.
I think it was just kind of figuring it out, see how everybody was doing with it.
Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama have the lowest percentages of adults who've received at least one dose. They're far behind the states with the highest vaccination rates: Vermont, Hawaii, and Massachusetts. The CDC is warning of a rise in the number of young people being hospitalized with COVID-19.
I strongly encourage parents to get their teens vaccinated, as I did mine.
Officials are aiming to get at least one shot into the arms of 70% of American adults by the 4th of July. Right now, that number stands at 63%. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
Biden administration officials say a quarter of the nation's excess vaccine supply will be kept in reserve for emergencies and to share with allies in need.
Governor John Bel Edwards says Louisiana is now among the least vaccinated states in the country. We are seeing fewer COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and deaths, but not zero. Louisiana is starting incentives to get people vaccinated, including the Shot for Shot program and free entry into state parks and historic sites. The governor says getting to this point has been a journey, and there's still a way to go, but this is progress.
I am so gratified that we are where we are, knowing that we're still in a pandemic and knowing that we still have a lot of work to do. But to be able to be here in a room, you're not wearing a mask and I'm not wearing a mask for the first time in, I think, 15 months.
Nearly 1.5 million people in Louisiana have been vaccinated. Nearly 166,000 of those people are here in Acadiana.
Louisiana has added 300 more COVID-19 cases to its statewide tally. 10 more people have died. Acadiana's coronavirus death count remains at almost 1,500. No new deaths were reported on Thursday. However, 138 more people in the area have tested positive for COVID-19.
Hurricane season is here, and we want to make sure you're prepared when a storm strikes. Join us tonight at 6:30 for our KLFY Hurricane Special Eye on Storms. You'll see an outlook of this year's season and look back at the activity in the tropics last year. We'll also hear from the National Hurricane Center and give advice on how to protect your property.
You're taking a live look at the intersection of I-10 and Breaux Bridge. There is a crash with injuries in the 300 block of Chemin-Agriov Street in Youngsville, a crash at the intersection of Kington and Jolie Roads in Lafayette, and another crash at Old Sunset Street and Spanish Trail in Scott. Be aware of those areas and stay safe on the roads this Friday morning.
The rain ain't stopping this party. Acadiana Crawdown Alive, a free crawfish festival taking place in Lafayette tonight and tomorrow. I'm Gerald Grunick. We'll tell you all about it in just a few minutes right here on The Big Show, baby. Passe, Partout.
You're watching KLFY News 10, Acadiana's local